Hey everybody, I'm Colton with Promolife, and today we're going to be setting up the Basic Ozone Insufflation Package. This package includes the O3 Elite Single Ozone Generator, a 500ml water bubble humidifier combo with a destruct system and 3 feet of silicone tubing, multi-chambered bags and catheters, 60ml syringes, and a Teflon Earscope. Included with your generator, you will have 2 sections of silicone tubing, one of which will have additional fittings with it. You'll also have a 5-foot section of oxygen tubing. Before setting up the equipment, please note I already have an industrial oxygen tank regulator on my tank. One of these is not included with your package, but you will need one in order to do the setup. If you have not set up your oxygen source and regulator, please watch our videos on how to do that first. Now, I'll show you exactly how to set up your system. To begin this setup, we'll first plug in the ozone generator to power. We recommend you plug it directly to an outlet. Now you're going to plug the other end of that power cord to the back of the ozone generator here. Now I'm going to take off the dust caps from the oxygen in and ozone out ports. These are really nice for if you're storing the generator long term, just to help keep debris from entering the generator. Now you're going to take your 5-foot section of oxygen tubing using the end that has nothing on it and attach it right here on the oxygen tank regulator. You want to push the tubing at least past the first or second ridge on the barbed connector. With that attached, you'll take the opposite end of the tube with the lure lock and screw it directly onto your oxygen input on the back of the unit. Once you feel a bit of resistance, stop there. You don't want to over tighten the connector. Now, we'll move on to setting up the water bubble humidifier combo. To begin the setup for your water bubble humidifier combo, which includes a 500ml flask, plexiglass stand, and humidifier stem, we'll also need the ozone destruct system with its included 3-foot section of silicone tubing. You're going to want to fill the flask with preferably distilled or filtered water. Next, you'll take your stem, which is very fragile, so be very careful when you handle it, and simply place it into the flask, which will now be placed in the stand. Now, take your 5-foot section of silicone tubing with the check valve attached that had additional fittings with it. The additional fittings and dust caps are just spares, so we won't need them for the setup. The check valve's main purpose is to help prevent backflow fluids into the generator. You're going to take this end of the tubing with the fitting and attach it onto the ozone out port of the generator, just like you did the oxygen in port. Once you feel resistance, stop there so you don't over tighten the connector. Now we will attach the other end of this tubing to the top section of tubing coming off the stem. Now you'll take the 3-foot section that was included with your ozone destruct system and attach one end to the bottom section of tubing coming off the stem. The other end will now go onto your ozone destruct system just like so. You'll want to make sure that the off valve is facing this direction. Now that we have the water bubbler set up, we'll move on to the Ozone Earscope. To set up the Earscope, we'll need the Earscope itself, as well as the additional piece of silicone tubing that was included with your generator. We'll first take that additional piece of silicone and attach one end to this fitting on the ozone destruct system. Now, we'll take the other end of this tubing and attach it to the fitting on the end of the Teflon Earscope. Now, you're ready to perform humidified insufflations. We'll now go over the setup of the other accessories in your package, which are the multi-chambered bags and the 60ml syringes. For the multi-chambered bag, there is no initial setup needed. You will only be attaching this to the generator when you're planning on using it. However, we do recommend, before filling up the bag for use, make sure that your clamp is open. When you're ready to fill the bag for use, you'll simply attach it straight to the ozone out port. And then once the bag is at the volume you would like, you'll then take the bag off, close the clamp, and then attach the catheter to the same fitting on the end of the bag's built-on tubing. Now, we'll go over the 60ml syringes. The 60ml syringe will also require no preemptive setup and can be used for not only insufflations, but cleaning catheters as well. To fill the 60ml syringe for use, you'll simply attach it directly onto the ozone output of the generator, and once full, you'll disconnect. For more information on the specific operation of the accessories in this package, please watch the videos we have for each of these individual accessories. Those will be linked in the description below. For more information on guidelines and settings for the different therapies, please refer to the ozone setup guide that was included with your package. Thanks for watching. Check out our other YouTube videos for more information and be sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell for future videos.